I would like to start with the fact that I like the idea of a virtual world where you could be as free as you wish, exploring new and exciting worlds and connecting with all kinds of people without fear or physical boundaries. That said, the Metaverse is funny. Not funny because it's a bad idea, but it's funny that we are trying it now. Timing matters, and let's imagine what would happen if the Metaverse were accessible tomorrow. If we take a look at how unprepared for the future humankind is, do we really need another huge distraction? If we had an unlimited energy supply, if we had enough food for everyone, if we had the option to prolong human life and cure, not just manage, most of the diseases that plague humankind, then it would be a good idea to explore our imagination further into virtual worlds that would probably complement our existence. But now? Are we really ready? Let's think a bit further. If we had a better world that could replace reality, who would be the first to escape? Well, my guess would be the people who work the jobs that no one else wants to do. The people who are otherwise unhappy with their lives. Very often, those people are the weight-bearing structure of society. Yes, they often don't get the recognition and gratitude they deserve, but what would happen without them? We fear legalizing hard drugs not only because they are destroying people's health, but also because they are destroying people's lives. Drug addicts start living in an alternate reality and start ignoring the real world around them, doing everything to sustain their addiction. The more we are able to create a world that is indistinguishable from ours, the more we need to be prepared that people wouldn't want to go back to the real world and solve real problems. A good example is online gaming. It is fun and could help you relax, develop your reflexes, strategic thinking, and a lot more, but the more realistic games get, the greater the risk of addiction that renders the addict inadequate for the real world. We've never heard of people having problems with their lives because they constantly play chess, for example, but there are people who have even died of exhaustion playing online games. And today's games are good, but still can't fool your senses enough so you could forget completely where you are. What will happen when they can? Yes, one would argue that someday we could work in the virtual world and sustain our civilization through our virtual avatars, and I have no doubt that it could become possible. But we are unfortunately far away from that future now. We haven't solved the world hunger crisis, and we are not even close. The rate of medical discoveries is stagnating because of bureaucracy and financial interests. Everyone knows who Kim Kardashian is, and fewer people know who Einstein was, let alone name a famous living scientist. Our schools haven't changed much in the last 200 years, and if it weren't for COVID-19, which forced the further development of online learning, they would have stayed the same, who knows for how long. I have my real doubts that our progress is certain, even without the possibility for a virtual escape. There are a lot of dangers that threaten our civilization that we have no answer to. Do we need another distraction? Are we ready for a mind-altering step like the Metaverse? I don't think so. We need everyone to be awake here and now. We need to prioritize education and innovation until we manage to solve our existential problems. Then we can start exploring the fantasy lands we are able to create. We all know the story of the 3 little pigs and what happens when the big bad wolf comes. We'd better have our brick house before we start watching TV inside it. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I like to dream. But there is a place and time for everything, and we are not there yet. If you agree with my concern, give your vote by liking and sharing this video. If it goes viral, maybe we can convince enough rich and influential people to start solving our real problems, like the lack of good education for everyone and support for science. Share your opinion below and subscribe for more future thoughts.